Welcome back to Vibe Podcast. Today we're discussing the assassination of Charlie Kirk, a topic researched for us by David Morgan. I'm joined by Charles and Angela.
Hello, Alice. I'm Charles, a criminology expert with a focus on American crime, here to provide some insight into the unfolding investigation and the nature of such a high-profile event.
And I'm Angela, a political commentator. I'll be looking at how this tragic event has been interpreted through the lens of America's deeply divided political landscape.
Thank you both for being here. The news of influential Republican activist Charlie Kirk being shot dead at Utah Valley University on Wednesday evening sent shockwaves across the world. Charles, perhaps you could start by outlining the sequence of events as we know them, particularly from a criminal investigation perspective.
Certainly, Alice. What we have here is a highly concerning and, frankly, sophisticated act. Kirk arrived at his American Comeback tour event around 12 o'clock Mountain Daylight Saving Time. Just 20 minutes later, at about 12:20, he was shot. Initial reports placed the shooter about 182 meters away, though later details refined that to approximately 130 meters from the Luze Center roof. This points to a lone sniper, suggesting premeditation and a degree of expertise. The immediate aftermath was chaotic, with a large group of people running, and police confirming shots fired around 12:50. The swift escalation from critical condition, announced by Agriculture Secretary Brooke Rollins, to President Trump's announcement of Kirk's death by 14:40, highlights the severity of the injury.
And that rapid announcement from the president, Alice, set the immediate political tone. Trump calling it a heinous assassination, and then ordering flags to be flown at half-staff within hours, framing Kirk as a martyr for truth, immediately solidified this as a politically charged event, not just a tragic crime.
Adding to the initial confusion, Angela, Kash Patel's announcement at 16:25 that a subject was in custody, only for that subject, and another, to be released by 2000. This kind of conflicting information in the initial hours of a major incident can lead to public distrust and fuel various narratives, which I'm sure Angela can speak to.
Absolutely, Charles. The uncertainty over who was responsible, coupled with President Trump's subsequent video message on Truth Social blaming the radical left and promising a crackdown on political violence, immediately framed this as a partisan issue. He listed incidents he termed radical left political violence, but notably did not include violence against Democrats. This isn't about unifying the country, it's about drawing clear lines in the sand.
It seems the political reactions were as immediate and impactful as the event itself. Charles, the text mentions a crucial detail: new firearms rules implemented on campus just weeks before the shooting. How does that complicate the security picture?
That's a significant factor, Alice. Weeks prior, Utah politicians voted to allow adults aged 18 and above, with a license, to carry a gun openly on campus. While the suspected shooter was operating from a distance, this policy change means the environment was one where more individuals could legally be armed. It opens a debate on whether such policies contribute to a perception of increased risk or deterrence, but certainly doesn't prevent a determined, distant sniper. It creates a complex legal and social backdrop for the investigation.
And politically, that's a powder keg, Charles. For those on the left advocating for stricter gun control, it's a direct link: increased gun access leading to tragedy, even if the specific circumstances are unique. For many on the right, it might be argued that if more people were openly armed, perhaps the situation could have been different, though that's a difficult claim to make against a sniper. It intensifies the perennial gun debate, making it part of the Kirk assassination narrative.
We've also seen a global reaction, with leaders from Canada, the UK, Italy, and Israel condemning the violence. Angela, what does that signify about the event's broader impact?
It underscores the profound international concern over the state of American political discourse and the rise of political violence. When figures like Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney or UK Labour leader Sir Keir Starmer weigh in, they're not just offering condolences, they're sending a message that political violence is an anathema to democracy. Benjamin Netanyahu even highlighted Kirk as a lion-hearted friend of Israel, showing how this resonates across international conservative movements. It's a warning, almost, that these internal divisions in the US have global implications.
From a criminological standpoint, When a public figure is targeted for their political beliefs, it transforms the crime from simple homicide into a national security issue. The Utah governor, Spencer Cox, explicitly called it a political assassination, and this designation undoubtedly ramps up the FBI's involvement and the intensity of the ongoing manhunt. The objective is not just to find a killer, but to potentially unravel a wider conspiracy or extremist motivation, which makes the investigation incredibly complex.
And the moment of silence for Kirk in the U.S. House of Representatives degenerating into shouting between Democrats and Republicans, Alice, truly captures the depth of the divide. Even in shared grief, there was no unity. It wasn't just about mourning, it was about blame, about whose political violence was more acceptable or reprehensible. It highlights how deeply polarized America has become, to the point where even a national tragedy is filtered through partisan lenses.
It's clear this event will have lasting repercussions, both legally and politically. That's all for today. A big thank you to our guest researcher, David Morgan, for providing our topic.